I will have a more of a, like an overall general aggregated approach to one which is, or maybe the main one, the transdisciplinary, which is the headline, followed by many questions. So you can really, there's a lot of things to dig into that, but I will do it from a bit of an outside point of view. Being a theatre producer, I had the, I will present 3 cases that will actually sort of look a bit into this transdisciplinary, and it will end into a question towards the classical music. What do you really, that is my question, do you really want transdisciplinary? Because what it all means. I worked, this is quite a few years ago, I worked as a theatre producer at the Royal Dramatic Theatre, and we decided to produce the Romeo and Juliet. And that would be a collaboration with circus, Circus Circus, who is actually, I think it's internationally quite well known now, so I'll just leave it to that. And it was a fantastic project. It was it was big, it was really big. And I would like to say, why did we do it? We did it because there was an artistic idea, not because of any political telling us that we should do it, and in order to, we should reach this and that. It wasn't, it was really based on, we had a fundamental desire to do this and have circus artists meet professional actors at the Royal Dramatic Theatre, as well as a classically trained dancer. We also had two actors that were very much into improvisation. They were freelancers. So this was a huge melting pot. And what we did, we had to add, you know, the process of working. You have a set, we're going to have a premiere in the future. You decide the date for that. And then you have a couple of weeks in order to get everything in place. And here we added some 3 weeks, I think, for the circus. But also the main, the Juliet, which is Melinda Kinnaman at the Royal Dramatic Theatre. She actually started 6 months in advance in order to get to know how to do circus. She'd never done it before. She was 30 years old, and she'd been working with texts. And that was really, we had so many challenges, but she
Can we see the picture, please, Vlada?
Yeah, please. And we had this, we had all these people, they really had, we had to fight. There was a bit of a fight, I must say. We had to fight for the stage, the venue, to get the time, the costumes and everything. And then we had to add all the circus moments, which was, of course, with a lot of security, a lot of things flying from the roof, high, everything was just upside down. And I don't even think that we managed to really go through to the last scene. But I just prayed when we had the opening that people would forget about that, because it would be so extraordinary up till the final scene. And they did. It was really, it was something that was really, the text, the play was reduced in favor of painting pictures, and that really paid off. And we had, I'd say that the biggest hit at the Royal Dramatic Theatre was Ingmar Bergman, when he did in 1984, he did the Shakespeare, I mean, it was the King Lear, and that showed 176 times. And we were second with 137 times and totally sold out. So one could say, okay, why did we do it? We did it because there was an artistic idea. And what did we reach? Well, we did reach a younger audience, and we actually had, I think, tickets on the black market. That never happened before. I don't know if it happened after either. But I mean, it really also put a strain on the theatre. And as far as I know, it was once only. So one can ask, was it worth it, this transdisciplinary collaboration? I'd say it was worth it for the audience, because they were really appreciative. And I think it also fosters something within the ensemble and with the people participating and so forth. But in the long run, history making within theatre, yes, but I don't know what happened to the art form theatre, the art form circus. I'm just noting that there was something very spectacular, and it took something very special in order to do it. But then also, talking about transdisciplinary, I'd like to say that there are one thing that is versus something else. And then I was just working a couple of weeks ago within this Corona thing. I ended up working together with a choreographer and dancer, Anna Holter. And there we had dance versus technical confinement or home arrest, where 15 international dancers and choreographers from all over the world joined at a specific time on the net, being just informed then and not beforehand about movements and what to do. And this has been it's become quite popular. It's just under 4 minutes. With this, what did it create? It created something that's been, I think people are captured by the nerve that was actually pressed out of these meetings. That was not in real IRL. But I was just saying, imagine a classical orchestra, each sitting on their own in their homes, trying to perform in harmony. And I'm trying to get at something here. I've talked to some people before this talk, and I was working with classical music, and they don't believe, they say that's not possible. So classical music, and that's something maybe to put forward when we talk about digitalization, if classical music needs its room, all joined together, or if it's possible to be apart. And finally, I had the pleasure of attending the ABO in London. I think it was 2014. And they mentioned them. They had this, there was a talk headed New Directions for Orchestras, Learning from Theatre. And it was the Globe Theatre that made something in 2013, the Gabriel, together with the English Concert. But when they talked about it, they talked about how different they were. The references they had they were so different in the way they rehearsed. They were so different in how they actually performed together. And I think it was very, very, very positively received, this Gabriel. But I think also that was once that they did this. So what I'm really, what I'm trying to get at is this: does classical music really welcome transdisciplinary institutional exchange and collaborations? And is it possible? Is there something about the strive that I've, from an outside objective, this strive for perfection, that could be actually something that would stand between the possibility of expanding or changing, if you want to change the classical music concept? I don't know. When you say about this transdisciplinary, I'm really curious to hear about that, what you really mean and what the goals are. And if the goals are even, if you have set them in such a way that you can actually say 5 years from now that we have reached some of our goals.